One more week of league play, and then we're into the playoffs, and we're ready to start one off with a simple situation here. Spacestation Gaming tasked with winning one game in 2 series. They just got to find one. They don't even have to win the series. Just got to find one game, and they are in the playoffs.
Yes, and things are definitely in their favor, of course, having to play against Splyce. Splyce comes in with the worst defensive record, I suppose is what I would say, in the current season. They're at a negative 33 goal differential right now, which is the lowest or the most amount of goals allowed.
It's interesting because it's the opposite of NRG, who are currently at a plus 33 goal differential. Obviously, those two are just kind of coincidental, but still very interesting that there's that wide of a margin of skill right now in North America. And Splyce needs to find a way to win this, just like they said. I think the morale situation is an important one. You do not want to have to go back to rival series. You want to be able to stay in RLCS. That promotion relegation tournament is going to be important, so important to this Splyce team. And they get started off by getting some spoilers on their Space Station brethren here as we move into game number 1. We'll see how it goes here. Right now, pushing on the offense is Splyce in the orange. Now Space Station moving up into Splyce territory. AXB looking for a pass to Sathu. It'll go into the corner. Sipical is demolished and gets a demolition onto Karma. AXB now onto the back wall. Karma to send it to her own corner. AXB looking to give it back. Sipical's waiting for it, but the ball stays a bit high. We'll go to the far side, no problem.
And this is definitely the earlier pressure you would expect to see from Space Station Gaming against Splyce. Like they were talking about on the desk, Splyce has all season long kind of struggled to really hang on to the ball, get offensive scoring opportunities, and here's their first chance to try and stay up there at the start of game 1.
Sipical out to Sathu to transition back onto offense. Splyce's time in the blue is short-lived. AXB now up. Karma beats him on the challenge, looking for another touch. Doesn't really find it, but gets it across the box, and now Sipical will chase it out. Hold on to ball control, flick it over, do with the nose, draw up Jay Wismon, who plays it into the midfield. AXB now up on the challenge. Just comes back down, Karma now into a corner, looking for one shot, gets blocked by Sathu. The follow-up sent away by Sipical, and now AXB versus Jay Wismon. Looks for the flick over him, looks for the fake, but Jay Wismon's not biting, and Karma's back up on offense.
Oh, that was a great opportunity for Splyce right there. They had Space Station Gaming in a 1-on-2, and it was just not able to get the ball on the hood, get a solid touch off the back wall, or put the defender in a real tough position. Nice job from Space Station hanging on it in an awkward position.
Do with the nose, beating Sipical high in the air. Neutralize the transition, and now Splyce looking to come back down. They'll send one towards the goal, and AXB cut on the wall maybe. Not in the position to save it. Looked like he should have been able to get there.
He was definitely rotating back. He went to the corner for boost, and he 100% thought Sathu was going to get a touch on that ball, and that one just slipped right by him. So error on Sathu. Splyce scored the first goal.
3:11 on the clock. Splyce with the lead in game number 1. Jay Wismont will dump it to the corner. Follow up his own touch. Looks to get it back into the midfield, but neither of his teammates advanced into the blue with him. Now do with the nose. Same corner. Jay Wismont now here with him. A win from Space Station will send it back into the orange. Now Sipical, the shot goes wide across the front of the goal. Karma is able to beat past ones with Sathu now. Keep it at midfield.
And I think the start for Splyce was actually pretty quality. I mean, yeah, they're on defense right now, but they were able to stop that first early pressure. They won't be able to stop this one. They catch, I believe, one of Splyce going up the back wall to go for a challenge. And then it's just a nice clean touch from Sipical around Jaywiz into the left-hand side, and they couldn't reach it.
It all began with a great contact from Sipical to beat Karma coming out of the corner. And then finds the pass off the wall. A simple touch in will tie the game for Space Station. AXB is coming down, do with the nose, and Karma now moving up with Jay Wismont. Deep in enemy territory, he falls back to midfield as Sathu picks it up on the wall, and now he'll be there to rotate in and keep the ball in the blue. Coming off the ceiling, AXB challenges, wins that one outright, all the way back down. Do with the nose will be able to bail it to this corner. But now, Space Station Gaming back up on offense.
AXB with a couple of nice bumps on Splyce, forcing Jaywiz to just clear this ball long, and actually they almost caught Space Station out. Sathu was almost out of position. That's a few times now Splyce have almost caught Space Station in transition.
Found a few opportunities, but just nothing finding the back of the net except for one defensive lapse as AXB lofts this one high. His teammates far back, do with the nose, and Karma will be able to transition with this one out without much pressure. Sathu now back in, Sipical to the corner, do with the nose, turns quickly to challenge and wins. A demolition on a Jay Wismont means Karma's got to play clean. She gets it high. Sathu shutting this one down, a nice soft touch, but doing the nose, comes back in, now playing it into the corner. Kept at bay by Space Stations. AXB tries, but Jay Wismont now across. Sathu doesn't make contact. Here comes Karma, nearly finds it, but it's off the post, off the side. It's not going to go in, and now Space Station looking to transition back out.
I am liking Splyce's aggression, though. They're positioned forward in the midfield. They're willing to take those risks on offense and try and force a nice challenge in the offensive third. And they might not be coming out on top, but like you said, it's good for morale. Be like, all right, we've got a couple of good pushes going. It's just converting them now.
Final minute of game one, tied up at 1 apiece. Space Station, 1 goal away from the playoffs. Just needing to get a win here, and any game will do. Comes down, Sathu in, a shot towards the middle. Sipical's up to try and create a challenge and fakes out both the defenders. In it goes, and Space Station's got the lead.
This is definitely an error of discipline on Splyce's part. Yes, Sathu, beautiful pass into the midfield. It will force the options out of the defenders. The problem is J-Wiz can't stop himself on the wall, because once you go up that back wall, you're committed to going for the challenge. Whoever's in the net behind you has to let you go first, because you can't afford to drop all your momentum when you're coming across the net like that.
Dude with the nose, back out to Jay Wismont, now back up to Dude. Can he find the shot? Sathu's there, but Karma has to fall back as the pinch goes nice and high, and now AXB pressuring back down. It's off the corner and away, manages to trap it back in and keep the pressure on. Now Sathu will win one in the corner. Sipical moves into the middle, but Dude with the nose finds this one back out to midfield. Another win from AXB all the way back down, and Dude with the nose just keeps on having to play defense. They can't transition out. With 13 seconds left, they've got to find a way to get the goal. They're losing game one. Another hit. AXB's challenges in the midfield absolutely insane. And one after another, he wins with 2 seconds remaining. Dude with the nose out of boost. He's not going to be able to do it. Space Station get their win in the first game of week 5.
That will secure the top 6 spot, and I think you're absolutely right. AXB, great challenges in the midfield, and a lot of physical play coming out from him specifically. There were so many demos. I believe I counted 4 throughout the course of the game from just AXB, so he definitely was a big physical nuisance in Splyce's side. But I think Splyce actually played a pretty solid game regardless. But this go-ahead goal from Space Station, that's just Karma coming in out of the corner, needs to control the speed because J-Wiz coming off the back wall. He can't afford to hit the brakes, otherwise you'll never make it all the way across the net.
It's the split-second decisions, though. You see, Sipical had already missed by the time Jay Wismont chose to leave the back wall, and it is a fraction of a second he has to make the adjustment to realize he shouldn't go there. But it is those fractions of a seconds that define the pros from the Grand Champ players. That is what makes them so good. And Jay Wismont, that mistake they're not going to be able, and Karma as well, neither of them making the right decision results in the go-ahead goal. Space Station will secure a top 6 spot, but Splyce can still secure a win here.
Yeah, I actually think Splyce, they had Space Station in a couple really tough positions. I mean, those 2 saves that they made were the 2 saves that I feel Splyce had great quality scoring options, because they definitely caught Space Station too far forward a couple of times, and if they were able to get those balls into the back of the net, could have been a totally different game number 1. Just came down to some good defensive efforts from Space Station.
Absolutely. As we move into game number 2, we'll be moving on to Utopia. Sathu and Karma on the kickoff. AXB wins the second touch on the cheat up, and now Jay Wismont out of the corner loses to Sathu. Sipical moves in, but Dude with the nose will shut down the quick goal. So AXB setting up Sipical. A nice challenge from Karma, gets it off the wall, but AXB again able to beat Jay Wismont.
Oh, they just gave up the ball.
Yeah, all 3 members of Space Station pretty tight in that corner, though. That'll create some space. Now Splyce, the pass across, looking for Jay Wismont, finds the shot. A nice play, a counter-attack from Splyce. We'll give them an early lead.
It goes all the way back to Space Station, trying to stretch the offense just a touch too far. That one extra challenge as they rotated out of that Splyce corner to try and win possession back. They couldn't do it cleanly. Splyce took the ball up the field, a nice pass across, and a well-deserved opener for him.
Splyce finding the goal. First offensive goal we've really seen from Splyce. Their only goal in game number 1 coming on a defensive lapse. Back in the midfield, AXB up, beats Jay Wismont. Carmenel looking to get it past Sipical. A nice challenge on the wall. We'll give it back to him. Back out to Sathu. Sets it up for AXB, now up to Sipical, looking for another shot onto the backboard. Sathu's up here, and he should be able to find it. A nice one in.
Wow! Oh, no!
They tried on the defense, but it was just too far in.
Now that's a nice touch from Sypical up high. Take the ball away from the defender. To make matters worse, he landed on the back wall and bumped him off and took away that challenge, and that is when the panic starts to set in for Splyce. The contingency plan didn't have time to really think, all right, what do I need to do? I was expecting plan A to work, and then it just took a couple of awkward hops, and it was all downhill from there.
You gotta feel bad for Jay Wismont too. That touch feels like it should be a save, but it still goes in. And what a brutally difficult read on the shot.
It was nasty.
Falling down. Kind of, you feel for Splyce on that one. But Dude with the nose, a nice win in the midfield to beat AXB and now moving into the corner. Karma now looking to set up her teammates. AXB's there. She couldn't get enough off the wall, but the shot still was there as Jay Wismont crashed in. Now Dude with the nose up against AXB.
And again, I think Splyce have the right idea. It's great pressure, great challenging out of the midfield, very aggressive approach, and it's putting some good pressure on Spacestation. The problem is it's too easy to see coming.
AXB gets that one away. Sathu again. Out and across into the corner, takes the shot, gets saved by Dude, but AXB now in more pressure, looking to set up Sypical. Gets the pop out to him, but it's just a little bit too far past him.
Yeah, Sypical actually, I think, a little bit too close there. Maybe expecting a weaker touchdown, but error on execution on one, lapse of positioning in the other, you decide.
3 minutes remaining, tie game. Dude with the nose into the corner, pops past one, looking for AXB, doesn't find him, and AXB will find the ball. Back out, AXB looking for the transition, not the best of touches, and that'll be Jay Wismont capitalizing this shot on target. Sathu gets it away, but can Dude with the nose put the pressure on, back across, looking for Karma, but Sypical takes it away. And they'll keep going, we're still tied up.
It's split seconds, just like you were talking about. The difference between pros and grand champs. Spacestation Gaming just a few milliseconds faster on a couple of these touches to take away great scoring opportunities from Splyce.
Dude with the nose tried his best, but didn't find anything there. Now back at midfield, Sathu challenged. Sypical will be moving in, but here comes Jay Wismont. Wins that one. It's going to be bouncing off and down. It's crazy. AXB actually pinches it into his own goal, and Splyce has the lead.
And Splyce continues to find Spacestation a little too far forward. This time they win the challenge, and AXB, already pushing off the goal line, has to make an awkward attempt to go and get that off the ceiling. And he's just too far in front of it and own goals it. I mean, I don't know if I can call it an own goal, but...
You feel for AXB, though. The pinch was just perfectly terrible for the Spacestation Gaming side, and he had to fall back, but still, maybe a little bit of a lack of respect.
Well, it's just so much faith, AXB thinking his teammate's going to get a better challenge than he got, and he's just so ready to push upfield and get the offense started.
1:54 left to go. Splyce has a 1-goal lead. Look to extend this one down. Sathu demolishing the midfield. Karma instead. Jay Wismont's got an open net to shoot at. He doesn't find the shot. Now Karma up trying to extend the play, challenged by Sathu. Driving back into the box, AXB actually pushes it back into the midfield. Dude with the nose sends it to the side. Jay Wismont now has to play defense. Challenge going wide. Sathu sending this one up for AXB in for the shot. Dude with the nose, nice, a great save off the wall.
Oh, but Karma didn't go up the back wall. It leaves Jay Wiz hanging in front of the net. A nice reaction, but still Spacestation pressing, and right down the middle, an easy save for Nose Dude, and Splyce will find a clear.
Bump onto AXB on the wall. Dude with the nose can get this one into the midfield for his teammates. Beats one, but Sypical comes in quickly, fills in the gap, finds Sathu, finds the shot, a nice save, but here comes more pressure from AXB. Looks for the pass back winners, and Sypical finds the pass and sinks it home. A tie game.
Nice challenge out of the midfield from Sathu. AXB was definitely the man next, just made sure to get the pass out in the middle, create an opportunity, let your teammates do whatever it is. If he punches that off the corner or off the wall near the backboard, it has a chance to be taken away by Splyce. Good understanding, just hit it into the middle, someone will go and get it.
It was an insane offensive pressure. All the rotations for Spacestation happening in Karma's back third.
Oh, you're kidding.
When they finish it off the wall, Sathu makes it to 1-goal lead for Spacestation.
Right off the kickoff, Nose Dude, I'm not even sure he saw Sypical lurking right there, and he just went to bang it off the side and have his teammate go get it. Unfortunately, Sypical was waiting on it, and back into the middle and into the side of the net.
53 seconds left. Splyce looking to build a win streak heading into promotion relegation. They've got to find it here. Sathu sends one downtown. It's wide, and Karma looks for the clear, but doesn't find it as Sypical puts one near the net. Dude with the nose just clears it away. AXB's happy to put it on the wall. Look for the shot himself. Nearly tucks it around the cup post. It's around and out. Back at midfield now. 30 seconds left. Jay Wismont tries to dribble it, but AXB's already got him red from a mile away. Challenges Karma too, and she loses control. Typical though, this touch is a little bit soft, and now Do with the nose looking for Jay Wismont. Finds the shot, but Zathu also had the read, and it won't come through with 10 seconds left. Jay Wismont, can he pop it high? Here comes the rest of his team. Do with the nose actually hangs back with 5 seconds remaining. Nobody really in a position to do much with it. Zathu's over the top, but Do with the nose. Jay Wismont has to play it off his own backboard.
Oh, they clipped him.
Used the wall.
Oh, no. I don't think it was going to matter. Space Station ran into each other as they tried to keep that pressure up at the end. And then, unfortunately, even if Nose Dude got that touch on the ball, I think it was just going to go off the wall and down into the ground.
There was not much of a positioning from the rest of his team to pick it up. And they were starting to run low on boost already. You saw with how much they were already using the wall, they couldn't pass to each other in that situation. So Splyce now down by 2. This was the winning goal, though. The pass across. You see Sathu looking for the shot. It goes. Oh, this was the one that gave them the lead.
It was the kickoff goal, right?
I was thinking of the tying goal. Yes.
Yeah, because this happened right after they scored that goal. It was straight off the kickoff again. Nose Dude just a clear, and Jaywiz. That's pretty similar to the chance that Splyce got a few moments later back on defense. Except they made that read on defense. They just miss it on Splyce. Space Station able to convert the first opportunity, and that's 2 games in a row now that Splyce have given the go-ahead goal under 1 minute and kind of just let it slip away from them. I feel this could have easily been 2-0 Splyce, believe it or not.
Yeah, the infield passes on both sides.
I agree.
Have been really fun to watch. Like both teams, when they're finding each other, are finding each other in wonderful situations. But there's just been a few mistakes from Splyce, and I also really can't put it all on Splyce. AXB and company have been winning the challenges in the midfield and shutting down all their opportunities. So as they move into Game 3, Splyce has got to find a way to win that midfield game.
Well, they've done an okay job of it at times. Again, I think they've shown the ability to have great pressure on offense, and they'll come at you. The problem is it's that final one, that pass into the middle. That's when Space Station finally sniffs it out and steals it away. And that's just been the bane of Splyce. Is they've had a couple of great presses, but not able to really get that quality goal-scoring opportunity.
Some misses in the corner from Space Station. Might create an opportunity for Karma and company early in game number 3. So far, nothing really dangerous. That one in front of the goal. A nice pass from Do with the nose. Jay Wismont looks for the backflip shot, but the defense holds. Now back down in the middle. Karma and company looking for more. Splyce can't quite get it.
That's just what I'm talking about. It's great pressure. They're right in front of Space Station, forcing them into awkward spots on defense. Right now, nobody's on the back wall to defend this, and it's just that last touch comes through, and this one's off the wall. AXB makes sure to take his time to get it into the midfield. Still, wonderful pressure from Splyce. It's just that final touch to a teammate for that last bit of extra effort isn't there.
Typical with a clean win. Karma gets it off the wall, but it's straight to AXB. She will recover, and now look for Jay Wismont in the midfield. Can he get it back to her? No. Typical cuts off the pass. Puts it all the way into the Splyce back third. Now the pass down, looking for AXB. The shot on target, a nice save, but here comes the pressure from Sathu. Do with the nose, had to extend that one out, and he does so. Now looking for the transition down, gets the pass across, the shot from Jay Wismont's off the crossbar and out. Karma in for the follow-up, gets blocked by AXB. The ball still just bouncing in the midfield. Jay Wismont will get the easy one as the defensive clear wasn't there. Splyce scores first for the 3rd game in a row.
And nice touch from Karma off the ceiling, and Sipical bit hard on Jay Wiz's first go at it. And I think Jay Wiz actually gave up the ball because I think he realized he was beat. And Sipical was not ready for that. And then he just hopped up and put it in.
A smart play, a nice press, and they finally were able to convert on the pressure. Splyce needs to maintain this lead, though. They've led in every game. Space Station's found a way back in. Sipical and Sathu, small ball passes in the mid.
Oh, that demo from Jay Wiz. If he'd got it on AXB right there, it could have been huge.
Jay Wismont demolishing his own box. Sipical now looking for Sathu. Broken up by Karma. Jay Wismont now down the field. Sathu with a loft. Sipical and AXB kind of both chasing. Neither one going to make good contact. Do with the nose and Jay Wismont an opportunity here. So he puts this all the way onto the backboard. Karma moves in, but it's being controlled by Space Station. They'll take it away. Sathu now looking for Sipical. A nice play back towards the goal. Jay Wismont gets it away. Now he's got to beat the player on the wall. Sathu able to pitch it a long ways. Sipical out to challenge as well. Gets up there so quickly. And a miss, though. AXB, his shot's a little bit high. Do with the nose can extend it into the corner. Now the hit's underneath. Back in front of the box.
AXB again continuing to hunt for those bumps right in front of the Splyce net.
So they get this one through across halftime. Splyce put on the best defensive performance we've seen so far. This dude tries. AXB's got him red. Now moving up the midfield, looking for Sipical in the midfield, gives the pass across, finds the shot. No, it's off the post. The follow-up from Sathu's not there either, and now Karma looking to transition down the field. Catch them as they fall back onto defense. The pinch goes in the midfield. Here comes Jay Wismont. Can he find Karma? She comes off the wall, maybe looking for Nose Dude as it drops back down. Sathu gets it away.
Oh, this is a great transition.
Resisting. Oh my goodness, Jay Wismont gets the save, gets it off to the corner. And they keep going. Splyce barely holding on to their lead.
And well done from Splyce to hang on for that one, but still, they're not done yet on Space Station. Still continuing to press this corner. It feels like all series long, Space Station has won the battle in the corner, on the sidewalls. Splyce have not been able to find success pretty much anywhere on those areas of the pitch.
Karma with a miss. Jay Wismont now left alone as Do with the Nose rotates in the far corner. He'll find the pass across. Karma now looks for an opportunity, but Sathu will break it up. He finds AXB, enemy territory. Do with the Nose now. Pulling this one out, it'll be Sathu. He's got it over the top of him. Karma tries to drop it to Jay Wismont, but doesn't find it. Has to pick it up herself. Nose Dude demolished. AXB in the corner. Looking for the touch as it's onto the blue backboard again. Do with the Nose, a 1v2. Wins that one. Now falling across, it'll be AXB to pick it up. Karma tries to push it through him, but he'll win the challenge in the midfield.
Here's your test for Splyce. 1 minute remaining. You've allowed Space Station back into the game twice in the series already at this point.
And they do it. Do with the Nose. Out to Jay Wismont. Sipical's got it, and here comes Sathu looking for the shot. It's actually wide. He needs a second touch, and he hits the corner, the bottom corner. Will it roll up the wall? Do with the Nose. Over the top of one. Sipical in the back should pick it up, and he'll be able to get it out to Sathu. Can he find the shot? Actually gets it past the defense, but a nice adjustment from Karma to read it on the wall and block the tying goal.
Not done yet, though. Still having a lot of free reign on the midfield line. They've got Splyce beat to the ball in so many aspects, and Karma just misses out on a quality clear. 1v1 for AXB right at Nose Dude, and a nice save.
Gets it away now. Sathu looking for more passes to teammates. Sipical's trying to come off the ceiling, but it's not going to work. 10 seconds left for AXB as he gets it into the corner. Sipical in the midfield to work with, but Karma breaks it up, keeping this high. Playing hot potato, a nice touch past the back rotation. Just holds it in, pushes it into the ground. It's got to stay up and alive. Do with the Nose actually keeps it alive on the edge, but he should be able to put this one down by himself. Sathu actually keeps it alive again, and there we go. Splyce will put it into the ground. They'll take a win on the series. They've got a reverse sweep, but this is the start.
And Splyce get a win, I agree, but I think Space Station were again their own worst enemy. Splyce actually 100% let Space Station back in. They gave him an open net, and Sathu kicked it off the back wall. So a little bit disappointing for Space Station, but I don't think they're too worried.
No saves in this game from Space Station. A surprising situation. As again, I think I see what you're talking about. Jay Wismont making Sipical bite, and that opened the gate for him to score as he regrounded himself here.
It was just so surprising. Sipical, he peeled off that ball so early because Sipical had already jumped, and I was just so surprising to see Jay Wiz just be like, nope, it's not even worth it. I won't even hit the ball even if I go for it. And then Sipical just missed. And then you're, oh, well, that works fine just for me.
I mean, it's a nice setup, and it's a situation Space Station hadn't really found themselves in this series yet, with the ball bouncing on the goal line, which is the most panic-inducing situation of it's right there. I think I know where the enemy is, but I don't actually know where they are right now. And I see this one guy in front of me, and I know he wants to put it in, so I'm going to scream behind the ball.
That Spidey sense needs to be tingling there. You can't panic. You got to stay cool on the line, and Space Station definitely let it get the better of them that go-around.
I like the 200 IQ play from Jay Wismont, but they can't rely on those sorts of situations. They have to find ways to get those infield passes going again, keep winning the midfield, keep giving themselves pressure. If they can create those situations over and over again, great, but I don't think Space Station's going to let those opportunities happen more often.
I definitely think on the midfield, like in terms of once a team gets on offense, I feel like both teams have played pretty equally. They've both been able to keep up solid pressure. It's just the passing out into the middle has been better for Space Station, and thus they've found the net more times.
Typical towards the goal. It'll be Do with the Nose to take it away, and Sathu puts the pressure back in. Karma, nice touch. Breaks into the blue. Now Jay Wismont, keeping it to himself. Gets it past one, now past two, out into the middle. Looking to pressure this one through.
Terrible spot for Sipical.
Behind it, can he find the goal? AXB misses Karma now in, has to beat Sathu, and no, Sathu gets the save, sends it away, and we're still at 0-0.
And Splyce needs to score that ball. Sipical got caught kind of in no man's land in his own corner, And they just had him beat to pretty much anywhere on the back post or high in the net, and they just missed the shot. And Sathu will save one here, but Splyce still trying to capitalize on what you thought was almost a gimme.
Another opportunity to take the lead early. Splyce have led in every game. They've scored first in every game as well, but only have managed to carry that one through game number 3. Spacestation putting the pressure on. Dude with the nose will put it into the corner. Sathu now advancing. Pass one, a back pass to Sipical. The pass across in the middle for Sath. AXB looks for the shot and is defended. Dude with the nose sends it away. Sathu putting the pressure back in. Sipical rotates in the middle as AXB tries to find the pass to his teammate. Sets it up for Sipical, looking for it. Coming back down, it'll be Dude with the nose.
Oh, no.
Get off to the side away from AXB. Sathu found the adjustment. Moved into the corner.
Those Dude did not make a good touch there. He actually handed that ball away to Spacestation, and that was Splyce's chance to clear the ball, and it's allowed this extra stay on offense for Spacestation. High and one more chance, and that kept out as well, but they're not done.
The defense holds. Nobody finding the back of the net in game number 4 after 2 minutes of play. Jewizma coming off the wall. A nice touch over the top of Sathu, but AXB on the wall. Gets it to his corner. Now extending the play himself. Dude with the nose has the answer. Back in the midfield, Jay Wismont can't quite get there in time. Sipical punts it high. AXB a bump in the corner. Sipical comes into crowd, gets it past the defense again, but Karma finds the adjustment after being bumped. Get it back to midfield and away from her goal. Sathu now, pass across. Sipical comes through and wins off the ceiling. Dude with the nose has to play to the corner again. Not the touch he wants, but the only one he really had. He's able to beat Sathu. Now he's got AXB to deal with. So AXB sends it a long ways across. Karma following behind this with Sipical in front. A nice fake pass too. Now can't you get it off the wall? No, but it's still in front of the goal, and Jay Wismont hits the post. The opportunity was there. The window was cracked open, and they weren't able to put it through.
Very small crack in the window, though, I must say. It was possible, but you had to be right there for it. And Spacestation Gaming get away with one, if only just, as game number 4 continues, and Splyce actually finally breaking out of their own half, have an opportunity to box Spacestation in here for a bit of time, and we'll see if they can manage that.
Dude with the nose past one. Sipical into the midfield. Jay Wismont needs to find the pass. Looks for Karma in the midfield. AXB's already baited up, and Karma finds the shot. Splyce again, score first.
And Splyce actually giving Spacestation a taste of their own medicine. Dude with the nose goes for the challenge in the corner, forces AXB to jump sooner than he wants. It's that pass it, sweep the net, and see what happens. And finally, Splyce, have an uncontested pass out to the top of the box, and they get the shot behind the last man.
The shot is good. We've seen Splyce create opportunities and then miss the shot at the moment of truth. This time it works together, but they'll let the goal kind of open here. AXB will put this one towards it, and Dude with the nose gets it away. AXB kept it on the ground. Probably would have been a tie game. Now Jay Wismont for the challenge. Minute and 30 left.
I actually feel we're kind of at danger point, actually, for Spacestation, because yes, while they've created some great offensive opportunities, Splyce have kept every game close. I feel like Splyce could have won every single game in this series so far, and if Splyce win this one as well, I think Spacestation might get in their own heads a little bit going into game 5.
A reverse sweep was a difficult thing to deal with mentally. When you were 1 game away in game 3, and now you're in game 5. A minute left for Spacestation to put it away in game 4 and keep their mentality sound for their match later on against Rogue.
It's a scary thing. I mean, you're playing the league's worst defense, and you've barely been able to crack them open at all. You got shut out in the last game, and you're about to be shut out here for 10 straight minutes.
40 seconds remaining. Jay Wismont traps this one, gets it past AXB towards the goal to be Sipical and Sathu. Tag team this one out of the corner. Sathu up, now onto the backboard, out of boost to work with. They'll look for some bumps, but doesn't find anything as Dude with the nose and Karma are able to hold on to it. Hot potato games for Splyce now. If they can just keep it away from Spacestation. But AXB with a nice touch, puts it high, and a nice read from Dude with the nose. Flipping back down off the ceiling, but the ball goes back out to AXB. A nice touch to get past Sathu. Sipical tries. There's another one. Here comes Karma. 10 seconds remaining. Ball in the blue corner. The setup to beat one.
Not a good clear.
Sipical tries. Jay Wismont's extending this one, looking for one more goal. Sathu couldn't make it happen. Sipical has to get this one out to AXB. They do so. They keep it high.
Only in the air.
But I don't think Sathu had any boost to work with. The ball goes over to the side. Jay Wismont puts it into the ground. Splyce, they're coming back, and we're going to game 5.
The defense holds strong enough for Splyce in game number 4. There were a couple of chances for Space Station, but not quite many that I would say were truly quality. Some great pressure, but again, Splyce able to break him down just enough at the 1 minute and 40 mark, so they did it. And let's go ahead and take a look at that goal, actually, because we want to see it again. It's not a particularly good clear from Sipical off the corner, and again, Nose Dude coming down off that corner from that challenge just immediately went to go sweep the net and said, well, let's see if we can make something happen. J-Wiz, very similar approach that Space Station had earlier. Don't hit it off the corner. Don't hit it off the back wall. Get it into the mid. Someone will be there, and let them make the next play.
Well, the two most important things for me there were the two simplest things. That the pass was straight onto Karma's hood, and the shot was good and not easy to save. Those two situations, if you're able to make it to where the pass infield, he doesn't have to make any sort of adjustment. He can just immediately shoot. Even if AXB is on the ground there, it's still going to be a great save if he's able to pull that one off. J-Wizmod just made that so much easier by getting up in his grill.
Yeah, and Dude with a Nose kind of just ensures it makes its way there. It forces that save to be even more difficult for AXB than it was already going to be. So a real three-man effort for Splyce to get that one through in game number 4. Space Station Gaming. Great challenges from AXB, all of them coming out of the midfield. Game number 3 slipped away because they tried to stretch the offense a little bit too thin. They couldn't break them down. Game number 4, they really didn't get too much going in terms of quality goal-scoring opportunities because Splyce's challengings on their own half has been pretty clean.
Game 5 on to Champions Field.
I should say at least in game number 4. Earlier on in the series, Space Station Gaming absolutely controlling all the clears.
The midfield game has been something they've been able to rely upon. They're going to need to make sure they win every challenge, give themselves as many opportunities as possible. The Splyce, they're looking to play upset. J-Wizmod following this. Sipical gets a substantial touch into the midfield. Now looking for Sathu, he'll turn around and follow this one. Looks for the read on Karma, just doesn't get a very good hit. Now looking for the pass across. Can he do it by himself? Nearly gets the dunk on J-Wizmod, but Dude with the Nose will get it away.
Very smart idea from Sathu, actually, because he saw how Splyce was rotating into the net, and he realized all I have to do is make sure they can't clear the ball out. And he was almost able to just cram that one in between the goalposts. As typical, almost a surprise shot, but Dude with the Nose ready for it. Pass into the middle for Space Station.
Oh, man.
But not quite safe for Splyce yet.
Sathu got that one high. Looking for Splyce, they were able to clear it back to midfield. The pass game's starting to come alive here for Space Station. There's one bump, J-Wizmod. Now up and following it. Into the corner. Splyce advancing on offense. AXB now into the middle. Dude with the Nose putting this one high. Sathu now over to the side, but Dude with the Nose is over there, and so is J-Wizmod. AXB beats them both. Karma now advancing onto the wall. Sathu's got her red. Here comes Dude with the Nose out of net, but it's to nobody but Sipical. He'll turn this one quickly, pop it over the top of the defense. J-Wizmod tries to pick it up. AXB with another one challenge.
Wow, huge stretch from Sathu there. Jumped incredibly early for that attempt. And it just forces Space Station to give a lot of ground as Splyce has found a couple of clears into space because of that one challenge that was just so high risk, low reward.
Sathu gets it to the side. AXB looks to play it into the orange. Dude with the Nose will be up, and Karma follows it. J-Wizmod crowding into the box, looking for an opportunity, but respecting the defensive positioning from Space Station. He'll fall over to the corner. Now back across, Karma turns in, looks for maybe an opportunity. Sathu on the wall, extends it a bit, and AXB will beat Karma. Now Dude with the Nose has to play it off. Karma looks for J-Wizmod in the midfield. Can he find the shot? He puts it a bit high, but follows it up himself. Couldn't find the second touch. And Sathu should be able to get this one away. He and Sipical work together to get it over the top of Dude.
And Splyce slowly but surely gaining a little bit more control off the sidewall battle that they've been losing all series long. But here's a free ball for Space Station, and let's see what they do with it. Right down the middle. That's where Nose Dude was waiting on that wall, and they just can't break out right now.
This one's still bouncing dangerous, coming back down to the box. Do anyone from Splyce have the grounding to find the shot? J-Wizmod loses in the corner, but the touch comes down onto Sathu. Dude with the Nose, playing it around the corner. Sipical dumps it right back in, and now Karma moving in. They continue to challenge AXB and company in the corner. They put it back. Now Sathu and AXB back out. Long way away. 153, nobody scoring in the decisive game 5. As Karma and company tried to make the comeback. Typical high. Here comes Jay Wismon onto the backboard. Karma's up, looks for the shot and puts it in. Splyce, they score first every game of the series, but can they hold on?
They catch Space Station again, too far for. Actually, no, it was a bump coming out of the net from Nose Dude. He got behind the last man and just pushed him right out.
1:42 left. Splyce has to play perfect defense and they'll have the win over Space Station. Jay Wismon looks for the pass. Karma left alone in a 2v1. Sathu Typical trying to pressure a bolt on the fake. Put it back in. Space Station's right back in this.
This is all what Sathu is known for so long. Karma is more than well aware of it. They used to play on a team together, knew what that man is capable of. And just a nice little slip under Karma, expecting that high flick, and just went right through her.
2 with the nose setting up Karma here, following kickoff. This one back into the midfield, and Jay Wismon looked for the leading shot, didn't find it. AXB now off the wall, out to his teammates. Typical backs up, leaves space for Sathu, tries to find the shot, the save's there. And Dude with the nose takes it away. Now Jay Wismon up against Typical, back into the corner. Karma carrying this out herself. AXB finds a pass, Sathu's there, onto the backboard. With the nose out, now back down to AXB, finds the shot, upper 90. Space Station Gaming on a quick infield pass will take the lead.
There's a banger of a touch, too, into the middle. Typical, top of the box. Again, that's so important, getting those balls out, away from the corner. You take it away, you force the defense to cover much more space to go and get that challenge. Cap it off with AXB just ripping one towards the top of the net from right there. Almost no chance.
Splyce. They have to find a way to do something that they have struggled, have done not at all in this match. Take the lead back from Space Station. Talked about the morale heading into promotion relegation. Getting a reverse sweep would be huge. Typical with an incredible touch.
Did they just give it away?
Oh man, AXB and Sathu, they'll finish. They can't miss this one. In the goal it goes. 2 up now with 36 seconds left as Space Station looks to finish them off.
Talk about high risk, low reward. They went for a challenge they were definitely beat to, and AXB told them, get out of my face.
Kickoff goal to change up everything. Right now, it's not looking like Splyce is in position for it. As AXB beats 1, Dude with the nose up. Karma in, throwing everything out, looks for the upper corner. It bounces out and away. Dude with the nose puts it back in. Jay Wismon couldn't find it as Sathu just changed it up just enough. 17 seconds left. Karma's got to shoot true. The defense comes through again. Jay Wismon back into the corner, but it's shut down by AXB with 10 seconds remaining. Space Station, they've got the ball control. They've got everything they need to finish this one off. And Splyce, it looked like they could do it. They were so close in every game, but Space Station finally take it away in 5.
That might be the toughest loss for Splyce all season long.